Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, The New Powerpuff Girls, and Star versus the Forces of Evil. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the September 26th episodes of Star versus the Forces of Evil, Sleepover, and something card, right? That was the second one.
Was it Quest card?
Gift of the card. Gift of the
Gift
card.
of the card.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, could be anything really. Sleepover, pretty self-explanatory title at least. We discussed pretty hype episodes. We're very excited. A lot to get to here, obviously. We discussed Star vs. the Force of Evil every week here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com or subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher, or if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe here on YouTube as well, and you'll get more of our Star content and our other shows. I'd really appreciate that and any feedback on YouTube there. So let's get right into Sleepover and Gift of the Card. Spoilers for both of these episodes. Delaney, very hype. Very big episodes in a row. Two completely different aspects of the show. I don't know. There's also Starco. Both were Starco. I mean, come on.
Starco.
That's the main thing. We got the two big Starco episodes. What are your impressions of these two episodes?
Both these episodes are awesome. Like, they were so great. Like, I thought, after seeing Sleepover, it was like, oh no, am I gonna like the second episode? No, they're just both great. Like, oh, we're just in like good Starland right now. Like, this is just quality episodes right now. They're just both so great. It's just like everything that's so great about the show in both episodes. It's just, and then they were both there was just so much Starco, and then Jana is a treasure. Like,
yeah, first of all, two big Starco episodes, but second of all, two big Jana episodes.
Jana is just, I guess she's just like in the group now. Like, what? I love it. Like, this is fine. I'm all about this.
Yeah.
It was just good stuff. Everything about it. I just was like the entire time during Sleepover, I was like freaking out. Like, my girlfriend was with me and she's like, what are you watching? And I was just like screaming Starco like every 5 seconds. And I'd pause it because something would happen. I'd be like, oh, you have a crush on Marco. Shut up, Star. And I'd just get irritated and keep going. So good.
Shut up, Star. Yeah,
I was like, shut up, Marco, shut up, Star. And then they tricked me and I was like, oh, so good.
Yeah, you think they're going in the Marco direction.
No, but they did.
Star direction. Yeah.
So good. They're just great. Delaney's very happy.
Yeah, I mean, as two of the biggest Starco fans, like, we're going to be very hyped about this. Yeah, I think the second episode might be better, actually. Like, the second episode's also really good.
Really was, like, I think, like, from like an episode standpoint, I do think the second
first episode's more hype, but
the first episode's just like OMG Starco, and then the second episode though is just like so interesting. Like, there's so much going on, and
I don't know if these are meant like if the production order was one after another, but the second episode really works as like like, here's Star now that we have the knowledge of this somewhat conscious crush on Marco. And her behavior is like viewed through a different lens, and I think it was really interesting in this context right after Sleepover.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
6-month friendship anniversary, like, okay.
Yeah, just take out the friendship, and it's soon. I think they said they're going to explore Starco this season, and they seem to be doing it. I mean, the thing is, like, I feel like the season's been at its worst when we've kind of like abandoned the Starco thread, and now we've gotten back on it, and now it's pretty hype. Yeah, this is two more very good episodes in a row. I mean, Sleepover is obviously very hype with the crush thing that happens. I will discuss if
truth or punishment.
Yeah. So my big takeaway from these two episodes was that these are again two Rick and Morty episodes.
I know.
Yes.
Like, we literally had a board game, and then like not only did we get the fact that we went back to Quest Buy was like the funniest thing to me. Like, I was like, yes, let's go back. And then like this gift card, like these very easily could have just been Rick and Morty. Like,
yeah. So if you don't watch Rick and Morty, the common thread is that it's like we spend a lot to time in
take concept, light it on fire, and launch it into space.
Yeah, the interdimensional scissors. We move to a lot of different directions, and in Rick and Morty, we go to a lot of different dimensions. We do a lot of space plots, and it's like kind of absurd sci-fi stuff, and a lot of humor in that.
Take a trope and then just make it as ridiculous as possible.
It's the Truth and Dare alien version is such a Rick and Morty concept, what is it called? What's the place called? Quest Buy. Yeah, I was gonna say Best Buy Quest.
Buy Quest.
Yeah, there you go. It's very much that's something they would have on Rick and Morty too, just like space Walmart. Like
Space Walmart.
I'd say the show is
He was even like, is it the one that has the big parking lot,
Yeah.
or is it?
Yeah, that was really good. Like, why are we parking in space? I guess there's like parking lots on Rick and Morty.
Well, it's so funny. Okay, everyone has interdimensional scissors, and yet we have parking lots. I don't understand.
Yeah, sometimes you still. I guess if they have vehicles, they have to park. I don't know. The show isn't always Rick and Morty. Like sometimes it's just it's more like, I don't know, maybe more like Invader Zim, like aliens on Earth, but we don't go past that. It's a weird comparison, but like I think the show has been somewhat at its best when it's been Rick and Morty. I think the show could just be less vulgar Rick and Morty. I think it really could.
It's just cutesy Rick and Morty.
Yeah, although Ponyhead's fighing against the less vulgar Rick and Morty kid.
Yep.
Ponyhead is Rick, by the way.
Rick, yeah, no, yeah.
I think it could be that. It doesn't have to always be that. Like we can be on Earth more often, I guess, if we want to. And I know the first episode happened on Earth, but it had a very alien plot element to it. But this is totally what the show could be.
But it's working. Like
it really works. Yeah, I think a lot of the show's best episodes have been the let's just go to a random dimension and do crazy stuff. Yeah, I think these are two really good examples of a certain direction you could take the show, and you don't need to like completely turn it into this, but you could do it more often than not, and I think that might be a good idea. So we'll see what they do with that. But I think like episodes on Muni aren't aren't the same thing as this.
Yeah, no, definitely no. It's like
it needs to be a place we haven't been before, or like with a crazy concept or something like that.
Muni is like, it's like when you have a Doctor Who episode on Earth and you're like, this is fine, I guess.
Oh, so you're not into the genre of Doctor Who episodes. You're not into the I don't even know.
Well, we can be on Earth if it's a different time period, but when we're on like modern Earth and Doctor Who, it's boring.
Yeah.
So
probably true. Okay, so let's get to Sleepover and get to the card here. So Sleepover, the hype at the end, Star consciously, subconsciously saying she's a crush on Marco, and then the cube confirming it at the end. So what do you think? Was this a conscious thing from Star?
I think possibly. Like, I mean, she was getting there at the end. I don't know. I don't know if we're like 100% there. Like, I'd say we're like 95% there.
So let's read what she says. So it's the very hype part of the episode. So she's kind of like explaining to the cube that it doesn't have to. This is a great like way to do this Rick and Morty type thing, is when you just like have like Rick and Morty would never have a moral like this, but like explaining to the cube that it can be like black and white, and then it just like freaking out, like with the crazy design too. That's another very sci-fi element.
Yes.
Yeah, absurd sci-fi element. It's not lying really. Sometimes you don't know what you think. Your head and your heart disagree. You think you think you know how you feel about something, but then it changes.
She's just like Azula the cube.
Yeah. And she's like she like looks over at Marco and smiles, and Marco smiles back, even though Marco seemingly does not understand what she's saying.
No.
But so I think this episode presents it as conscious, even if it's not explicitly stating it. And then at the end of the episode too, she's sad that Marco doesn't want to spend time with her, right? Yeah. I think you could interpret it as not explicit romantic feelings, but just like I really care about him. You could interpret it as that.
Well, I feel like it's like there's some. I just don't think she's officially like I have a crush on Marco, because it's just not how Star is. So I feel like it'd be kind of like a.
It'd be really anti-Star to have like a secret crush. Like Star's very open, and sometimes she like buries her emotions behind like hyperactiveness, but I don't think she'd like that'd be an interesting aspect of Star to explore if she just had like a secret crush. I think it's more of just like I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling different ways, and
I think she's like figuring it out, I think.
Yeah.
Which that'll be really interesting to explore if we keep going with it, is like her coming, like actually being like, oh, that's what this is.
Yeah. I think that would be really interesting. And I mean, I think that's kind of, this episode's already getting to it, and you can argue that the next episode also is a little bit of an expert.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
But right now it's very much I kind of care about him a lot type thing. And because I think up to this point, you could argue that's.
Well, I could see us having an episode where like something, I don't know exactly the exact scenario, but let's say Star like something happens, like something like kind of big and scary, and Marco's like, or Star does something that has to do with Jackie, and Marco's like, why didn't you tell me that you liked me? Something like that. And then Star's like, well, I know you like Jackie. and then you're kind of like, I'm going to cry for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine that happening. Like, Star just isn't going to talk about it because, like, she knows Marco likes Jackie.
You're talking about more of a her putting her care for Marco above her crush.
Yeah, I think that's what I feel like. That's probably what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's certainly what this episode.
Which makes me want to like die on the inside because it's gonna hurt really bad.
I can't imagine the show doing it long term. Like the show really doesn't stay the same like that. But certainly this episode presents a somewhat typical dynamic that we've seen from other shows of Star kind of like really cares for Marco and also like likes him but doesn't want to like put that on him while he still likes Jackie.
Right.
Yeah. Which is very much not the Star that we saw at the beginning of this series. This is a lot of development from Star.
This is very much like kind of an emotionally mature.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that you could make the argument that for a while, Star didn't really have intense caring for Marco. Like they're friends, and Star's just kind of
he's just there.
He's just kind of there, and then Star like likes him like as a person, but it's he's just the like kind of weird Earth stepbrother.
Yeah,
and I think potentially even more so than romantic feelings, this is like such a clear exploration of her deep care for him as a person.
This is we've definitely had a very much in the beginning devil may care, don't really care about the consequences kind of Star, but now we've gotten to the point where she really legitimately is concerned for his safety. I mean, yeah, she got him like a gift card to a place where they almost died, but like that's a little bit separate from like emotionally mature Star. That's just like that's the kind of thing Star does.
Yeah, and the second episode, it really works so well because she's so like happy that she so much wants to make him happy with this gift card, and she's so concerned that like
and she put a lot of thought into it.
And she put a lot of a lot of thought into it, and Star doesn't put thought into anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like in season 1, that would have been out of character. You'd have been like, what?
So that's a good question. Does this work? This is a pretty stark change, but do you buy it with where Star's character is at right now?
I think I definitely buy it in that, like, because not that it's the most compelling part of Star's character, but I think the most, like, one of the most obvious things about Star's character is, like, and what, that's why we love the show so much is, like, Star and Marco's relationship. And I think definitely buy it just based on their relationship and where they've been through so much together at this point and, like, where they are. I think it makes a lot of sense in that respect. Like, it's not that Star's like out of sync with like the rest of her personality. It's just like this makes a lot of sense. The magic stuff aside and this makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because of the growth she's had. I also think it just fits with her character a little bit. Star's always been one to have depth like beyond the surface.
Yeah.
And it's been presented, I feel like, in a very realistic way. She's very much like an actual kid of her age in that she's just wants to be very like happy and like experience and like life and have fun, like, and so she just reacts that way. It doesn't mean she doesn't have feelings beneath and like
it's the thing. It's this like idea that you can be kind of like a happy-go-lucky, kind of ridiculous person, but it's like at the end of the day, Star loves people, and it's very obvious like how much she cares about people and like the people she's with, and like now she has a new friend with Jana. Like that was another episode that really showed like Star's like connection to people, and I think that makes like we're exploring this, it's a kind of an adult almost thing to explore with like a kid, and I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, what's this new Star? Crushing on Marco and best friends with Jana? Neither of those things were things like 2 weeks ago. Like,
it's great. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. I mean,
it isn't like, it's not really, it's stark in that like if you compare it to like a week ago, but it's not really like jarring.
I agree. That's a good way to say it. I don't think it's jarring, but it's definitely like a noticeable change.
Yeah.
Like I think it's realistic that Star would become BFFs with Jana right away.
That's like 100%. I mean, that's how she became friends with Marco. Like Star just loves people.
Yeah, and oh man,
I really relate. I'm that way. Like if I'm friends with you, we're friends like ever. That's it. Like we're friends. You get me 100%. There is no like in between kind of friends. So I think like especially for someone that young, it makes a lot of sense. Like that's just like, oh, we're friends, right? Yeah, okay, best friends forever.
Yeah, that I buy too. Yeah, and then at the end, of course, the cube is just truth. Star butterflies a crush on, right? Like and then
That's the garbage truck.
So confirmed. I mean, I'm surprised the show did something so explicit as this.
I'm surprised that it did something this explicit and it's not a kiss.
Yeah, I'm happy about that though.
You know,
Like,
I am. I'm happy.
yeah.
I'm just surprised. Like I thought, like I wasn't anticipating like this kind of in between step.
Because the biggest
And
moment
I'm happy
before
with
this
it.
was kind of this the blood moon ball dance
Right.
scene. So it's just a very like thing that happens type thing. So you
Yeah.
kind of expect a similar, but we're going more of the conversation they have after the blood moon ball like type of thing. Where like more of a explore the feelings rather than
Right.
kind of a spontaneous. And I think that's a great move for both characters. So right, so this episode kind of tricks us. It's really not clear where the episode's going. It's kind of like a very straightforward thing, and the episode's very structured. Like this is very jarring at the end of the episode because this episode's very like fluid. It flows very well, and
It's
also
like flow, torment Marco, flow, torment Marco,
like
and then 180 at the end of the episode.
I mean, you know exactly where the episode's going. Question 1, question 2, question 3. You know the cube's gonna like freak out. You know that they're gonna do the crush thing with Marco, Jackie. But then it's like, okay, so the episode tries to convince you that the twist is that no, Marco lied, that he doesn't have a crush on Jackie. I mean, Marco makes this this speech right before Star makes her speech, right?
Yeah.
That he's kind of like questioning like the validity of crushes. And,
Yeah.
like,
What is a crush?
Yeah, this is me, by the way. This is the best. So do I like the image of her? I put her on this pedestal. Do I like the image of her or who she really is? I like her enough to know she deserves someone who wants to get to know her, which is definitely me. Like this is perfect. Like Marco's deconstruction of school crushes. It's completely accurate. But then it makes the turn that that's all true, but that's just Marco being Marco. It's not like Marco trying to hide from like his crush of Star, which is kind of brilliant because Marco would totally just make this random speech like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a really good turn. So were you buying that when they did that? And what was your reaction to the episode going in that direction of Marco crushing on Star?
Well, like I was like at first I was just like waiting. I'm like, okay, Marco, you don't like Jackie. Nope. Do you actually like Star? Yep, the whole time. And then we get to this part and he does the speech. And I'm like, here's your moment, Marco. Go. And like he kind of looks at Star too, and it's like, but like I don't know, like I mean they had me the whole time. And then I mean right before the switch, I was like, oh wait a minute.
Yeah, definitely convinced me as well. But what would have been if they did this Marco crush thing? Do you think that would have been just as good?
I don't think so. Like I think it would have been a little bit of a sellout. Like it would have been a little because it's not just because it purposefully leads you that way, but I think because it just we've seen this Marco crushing on Jackie for so long, and then to just be like, LOL, JK just has a crush on Star, which we already know is true. That this, I don't know. I don't think it would have been as good. I don't think the payoff would have been as well. Like, yes, they play it up the whole time, and it's like, and that kind of been like, oh, okay, I was like, expecting this the whole time. I mean, it would have been satisfying in the like Starco way, but I do think ultimately how the episode goes is better.
So yeah, that's a good point. Like the Marco crush on Star thing, it wouldn't have been a revelation.
No.
Blood Moon Ball and Mr. Candle Cares really.
Also, we expect always this show. We always expect Marco, except for like a few moments here or there. He's the straight man. Like he's the one who's going to do something that makes sense, and like you kind of always know what Marco's going to do. But then to turn this on Star and to have this kind of we're adding this emotional depth to Star. And I think that's just really great. Like we need to do that more. And like, cause it's not because we've had several episodes where it's like, okay, Star, like, okay, you kind of have this oblivious Star, which is fine. It's a great part of her character and I love her. But then to do this, it's like, oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, it's a really good. It coincides really well with her character exploration and adding depth to her. It's a really great way to do it. But yeah, I think we've talked about this before in the season. I kind of forgot about it a little bit that we've really just been building up this kind of like, okay, Marco likes Star. It hasn't been said explicitly, but right. He's kind of realizing that.
We've always kind of thought that Star was the quote unquote problem. Like
Star's the Katara of this,
right?
Katara, right? Like it's but
actually,
this is like what they should have done in Avatar with and Katara is like have some sort of show Katara's feelings and not just have them kiss at the end without having showed the feelings before that. But this is a really great move in terms of developing Starco as well because now we kind of see both sides of it. And now it's going to be really interesting to see how the pieces fit together if they do fit together in these two sides. Like
I mean they do both in shows, but I do think the guy likes girl doesn't like guys a little bit over. It's done a bit more than
Yeah, there's two aspects of it. It's the guy girl version, but it's also the main character side character. Right. Like this is the more typical way to do it with the main character, like showing the main character's feelings. So if Marco they did the Marco thing, it would have been a little bit subversive of the side character, but it's not actually subversive because it's the guy, not the girl, right? So yeah. So this is even though it's more expected from a like main character side character perspective, it's completely unexpected because it's
like narratively it's expected, but like in a socially it's not.
Socially not.
Kind of. They do both. Like there are shows where it's like.
It's less. Like, less so, but also, it's narratively expected in like trope-wise, like in general. But for this show, narratively, it's definitely unexpected. So
I think they got me. Like and I think it's done, and it was executed wonderfully. Like I think this was done really well.
And this is so great because now you can just have Oblivious Star for the next 4 episodes, and now we're just like psychoanalyzing her behavior.
I know,
and it's like there's all this. We know the depth is there, so we can just speculate on it. It's gonna be great. So I in conclusion really love how they did this with subverting it with Star instead of Marco, and also just the showing it in terms of such a concern for him and feelings type thing, rather than like I also think it like I guess the analysis version of this is like what they portray with Star at the end subverts the crush thing that Marco basically his speech. Yeah, like Star is definitely not what Marco said. Like Star's feelings have way more depth than Marco's feelings for
so
Jackie.
Good.
Like he describes.
So good.
Yeah.
So pleased.
Yeah. So this episode I think is actually looking a lot better.
And it makes all the Oscar stuff better because it's like Star just had like the superficial blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it's like not true, or it doesn't even matter anymore. So they're differentiating between kind of the crush feelings and like legitimate feelings type thing. And we can still have random Star freaking out over Oscar, and it'll be like won't even bother us anymore. So it's like unlegit. Okay, so that's great. Random other aspects of this.
Legit. It's unlegit now.
I don't know if I said that, but if I did, so I need to bring up Starfan 13 in this episode.
Okay, no, like the gay, like what?
So okay, there's two big aspects. This one, it doesn't make any sense that her name is Starfan 13 and that she's like attending Star's sleepover. There's no setup for this, and it doesn't make any sense. I didn't know who she was at first, and then I'm like, okay, she's Starfan, right? But then they call her Starfan 13.
I know, like what?
But then legitimate. Romantic feelings for Star, clearly portrayed in the episode.
So great. I'm about it.
Are you shipping it?
I mean, I'm not shipping it because, like, Starco, but, like, I mean, like,
have we found the one show where Delaney will not ship the
it's weird. I don't know, one, she's like, she needs to calm down. Like, it's, like, terrifying. But
it's not, it's more of, like, stalker feelings. Though.
Yeah, which is why I don't ship Jana and Marco, because, like...
Yeah, but Jana doesn't have a crush on Marco.
But Jana's actually cool, but...
Yeah, but so you're in on the Starfan 13. I think that was like the show needs to be more progressive with the non-straight stuff, but this is a step in the right direction.
Like making Jackie a lesbian would be like the best thing ever.
Any Jana, Jackie, just Star, and we were talking about this last week.
I could ship Jana and Star too, even though Starco is like my life, but.
Love triangle, Marco, Jana, Marco, love square, Marco, Jana, Star. Is that happening?
Maybe that'd be okay. That'd be cool.
Probably. Well, and since Jana's apparently a main character now, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, like I couldn't have imagined like 2 weeks ago that I'd have been like, I love Jana. I'm really glad she's here. Like that wasn't gonna happen, and I'm just blown away. And I'm like, yes, Jana's fine. She can be here. I like her now. Like, amazing.
Yeah. Number 1/number 2 Jana fans commenter Steve, along with Justin, who would also freak out of these 2 episodes. Yeah, Steve says, I'm in heaven, so much Jana. Though she had her moments in Sleepover, like revealing her favorite color in True Crush, I thought she was better in Gift of the Card. Classic Jana. She acted like Jana and made me love her as a character. And Jana is way better than Ferguson and Alonso. I could see if this was a season 1 episode, Jana role would have been filled by Ferguson or Alonso. I think that's really true. That's true. Like, that's good.
I'm impressed you remember their names. Like, kudos.
Good job, Steve. Yeah, I don't think I remember last time. No. Yeah. Steve also says, I'm so happy we got some progression from Marco and Jackie. They actually progressed that whether you like the ship or not. I hate the trope of secret crush. So we didn't even talk about that yet. The best part, Starco confirmed at least halfway. I don't know if Star knows she likes Marco. It's subconscious. We talked about that, or feelings for Oscar. Yeah, so a lot of stuff here. So let's talk about the Jackie thing quickly. So this was also just a lot of progression for Marco and Jackie. Where
finally some payoff. Like, yes.
So it's probably not going to change anything. Like Jackie doesn't care and she just leaves at the end. Then there's like happy and good terms. But this and like the time episode, like we're big. I guess the show's big on like kind of progressing that, but ultimately leaving us back where we were. But like this is also something that's not going to be able to be taken back. Like the show has to operate with her knowing now. So
we'll be. I mean, we could be doing a little bit more like. Because Jackie doesn't really know what she's doing, so we'll just see what happens.
I mean, Jackie's not going to change her behavior, but at the very least, Marco's like aware of her knowing now. So
maybe he'll act slightly less stupid.
Yeah. So I'd say in terms of like the typical response, this should actually make him act less awkward.
Yeah.
Because it's really just the stupid hidden crush feelings that make you act like that. So I would expect that. Yeah. Also, Ponyhead was there. A great Ponyhead episode.
Ponyhead is so great.
Ponyhead and John Ralphio's sister, completely the same character once again.
Yes.
With the next one's probably easy. Like, have you killed a man? Not easy. Oh wait, that one's still easy. Says Ponyhead.
I love her.
Like that's this is the. I feel like they're pushing it a lot with that. It's really good. I'm glad Disney. Good job allowing that. Disney basically saying that
Ponyhead cracks me up.
Your floating unicorn head character killed someone and confirmed on the show. So thank you for that.
Not shocked.
Jana. We didn't even mention the best part of Jana. Jana lied about her favorite color. It's pink, not black. I hate contributing to gender stereotypes.
Yes.
And the cube's like Jana likes pink and fights the patriarchy.
It was so good. Okay, we got Disney show saying fight the patriarchy. Like that is like Delaney never thought she'd live to see this day. Like what? And then just like to actually acknowledge gender roles, like
good.
Honestly, I'm shocked this show did it. Like I'm so happy. Like
the show's clearly capable of doing this. It's just very it doesn't go that deep most of the time.
If I were to make a list, or if I was to describe this show, like if I say Steven Universe, I'm like progressive. Like Steven Universe is this really progressive cartoon I watch. I would not say that about Star.
Yeah. I mean, I think Star is progressive in the background, kind of.
It is subtly progressive, which is like fine and fabulous. Like make it a thing, y'all. Just have it be everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not Steven Universe progressive where it's like
it is a little bit of a surprise they said patriarchy in the show for sure. It's
I'm really happy about it. Like
very happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Also Jana crushing on 18th century poet John Keats. And he's like, she's like, no, that's true. Yeah, it's good. So it's overall, so much stuff in this episode. Really good. The Stars Brownies things. I like how we go from like Oblivious Star in the beginning, classic Oblivious Star with the brownies, to deepest star we've ever seen at the end.
Yes. What?
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about
so much. Marco, like on the keyboard, like Marco. On the keyboard, I wanted to jump into the screen and strangle him. Like I was like, please stop.
No, I think it was good. I think.
Oh no.
No, I think he was solid. I think it worked.
Oh man! Well, I really appreciate that they talked about the red hoodie in this episode. And he wasn't wearing his red hoodie.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. Yeah,
my favorite color is red. No, like hoodie red, which I was just like, thank you. Like that's like okay, Delaney's favorite thing. If y'all don't listen to the Powerpuff Girl podcast, which you should because they're great. But Delaney's favorite thing is they make fun of character models.
Which they did with Ponyhead too in this episode. Ponyhead's if I had a stomach,
I like live for that, and him calling out himself for his red hoodie is just like made my life. That's what I'm about.
I've been poisoned with the red hoodie by the annoying Disney announcer.
I
like that guy's red hoodie.
Same.
Like, go away. I'm glad we're watching them online for these past few weeks.
I watched that. Like, please stop.
Yeah, just go away. Yeah, okay. We didn't even talk about Gift of the Card quickly. Let's go through this episode. My big question is Rastakor Toffee?
Okay, that's what I was. Okay, he first walked in and I like gasped. And my girlfriend was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Shut up." And then the episode kept going, and I was like, "Is it not Toffee?" I couldn't figure it out.
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like some like repurposed steampunk form of Toffee.
I know, that's what I thought. Like he looks the same.
But then his like hand is cut off at the end. But then didn't he lose his other hand? So does now Toffee just have no hands? I can't. I'm trying to remember the details of Toffee because this guy also had like a gem in one eye.
I know. I don't know. Okay, I did think when he walked in he was Toffee, and then I was like, but is he not Toffee?
Yeah, I don't remember the details of Toffee. So I don't know what depth we can get.
He looks like Toffee, kind of.
We've definitely been like asking for more Toffee.
But I feel like Toffee wouldn't use a chainsaw, so I don't know.
Well, this is clearly not Toffee mentally. Like
Yes.
something's happened to him, very tragic. I mean, he blew up, I guess. But I want Toffee back. I think Toffee was the best side character of the first season, and this is interesting. So at the very least, we're doing something with him. Like I'm pretty sure it's Toffee, but we'll see what the commenters say.
Yes.
Also, I asked for more Jessica Walter, and we brought Jessica Walter back.
Yes.
Miss Hanus and her. I don't know what her minion is called.
Yes.
But we're continuing the school plot. The St. Olga's plot, right? It's great, and they're all trying to hunt down Princess Star and Princess Marco.
They had to get Combustion Man.
Yeah, he's literally Combustion Man. Yeah, from Avatar.
No, as soon as he walked in, I was like, it's Combustion Man.
Yeah. So is Miss Hanus is Zuko. That's great. I like it.
Yes.
Does that mean we're getting Miss Hanus redemption arc coming up?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Other highlights of this episode: the Marco with the ballet shoe Emporium.
Okay,
card.
No, the entire time Princess Marco. That is like highlight.
Yeah, Princess Marco. Yeah, definitely highlight there. Jana. Yeah, Jana just hanging out with Star and Marco, just like casually.
And then they just leave her in the house.
Yeah, which Jana would be just comfortable staying.
Also, them going through Marco's wallet.
Yeah.
I can attest that it's just like
classic.
It's girl thing. Like we just want to snoop through your things. Like
that seems like a thing. Yeah.
We go through each other's purses. Like this is just what happens. Like
I thought you were nice upholding gender roles though, Delaney. Jeez, you were so 2 minutes ago we're fighting the patriarchy.
Hey, girl, we can like going through each. Like there's nothing wrong with like. Yeah. See, this is the fun part. Well, he's in ballet shoes in this episode. Like
that's another gender role subversion. I liked it. They give the 6 month.
No, see, it's a subversion because they're going through his wallet and not each other's purses.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I think this makes sense with these two for sure.
You know,
the troublemakers.
And also, Jana is just literally so snoopy. So
yeah, it's totally a Jana thing. 6 month friendship anniversary. We talked about that. Yeah, then the Rastcore coming to Jana and like, which quest buy? Like, yeah. And then, if you already knew, why'd you ask? Yeah,
that was really good.
Jana's great, yeah. It's great.
Okay, I love how she didn't turn the whole time. He was like trying to. Yeah. That's another good gag. Was just the chainsaw, like. Okay, it took me. I didn't understand like the first time he did.
Yeah, why is it a
chainsaw? And then he just the portal, and I lost it.
Why is it dimensional chainsaw? I don't understand.
I love it.
No, but then he just can't turn it on. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, if they have dimensional scissors, I guess they can have dimensional chainsaw.
It's like just total Rick and Morty thing. Like instead of this,
it really is a Rick and Morty thing. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah. It's the Friends to the End gift card. You die. It goes into expiration mode.
Oh, 6 months. Like, okay, every gift card, it's at least a year. At least.
That's what you're criticizing?
Yes, that is what I'm criticizing. Okay. The rest of it's fine.
Star and Marco sad hugging. Marco hugging. Yeah. The card acting like Siri randomly in the middle of the thing. Yeah. It was seamlessly integrated. The friendship is the greatest kiss I could ever receive. It has to be something from the store.
That was
glad
good.
We didn't go down that. It's like, okay, we're going to go to the end of their friendship. Nope. Not allowed.
Not tried.
He's Rastcore Chaos Disaster Raven or something.
Disaster Vein.
Disaster Vein. Okay,
so good.
Yeah. Then he fights the version of the card, and then it's the privacy wallet going back to the beginning. It's in Prussian blue, like it even better than Plum, even though Marco an episode before says his favorite color is red. So that was a little interesting. But I think that shows these episodes weren't meant to air together because like we have two different favorite colors, right. But very Marco Prussian.
No,
blue.
I love Prussian blue. That's pretty good.
And I also like that he likes Plum. That's good.
Yes.
And then they beat.
He's like crying. He's like, I love Prussian blue more than just like tears.
Yeah, very Starco at the end too. And then at the end, I've got Marco's thumbprint. In fact, I've got all your sensitive info.
It's like a social.
I love how the previous episode's like, nope, Jana doesn't like Marco, and then but then she's all his sensitive info. Like, okay.
No, I love how because before, honestly, earlier in the show, it was really creepy and weird, but now it's funny because now it's they just know. And it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm about it. I don't know. It's funny now. It just works.
And then Rastcore's hand at the end, which I think was supposed to be something involving Toffee.
Okay, that's what I didn't understand because he got disintegrated, right? That's what I thought happened.
I'm sure. Yeah. Oh well, in this episode, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm sure we're gonna get chewed out for the toffee knowledge, but let us know your toffee thoughts. But I was not keeping up. So this show's too deep for me.
I'm so confused.
It has been, we haven't seen toffee this whole season.
Yeah,
so
it's been a while.
It has been a while. Okay, yeah, that's it. We went through. I both of these episodes very good. Now,
they're just so great.
The Gift of the Card definitely really good. Really,
I think Gift of the Card might be in like my top 5 now. Like, I just really love that episode.
Yeah,
it's
I
so
think it's
good.
probably in the top 5 all-time episodes. Sleepover has to be there, notable at least. So
yes,
these both could be top 10 episodes of Star. I'd be fine with that. Yeah, this is kind of 6. The last 2 weren't as much hits as Goblin Dogs and By the Book, but the show's picked it up. I think the show is on a really good run.
Yeah, we're hitting a groove.
Yeah, I think there's too many episodes this season for it to maintain. Like, I think we're having I'm a little concerned. We have like 24, 26 episodes total, and we're only on these were 9, so there's too much for it to be that's consistently good the rest of the way, but certainly good things.
I don't know, maybe we'll see.
We'll see. At the very least, very hype for the Starco and seeing how it plays out.
Yes.
And main character Jana and it's gonna be great. Next week is Friend Enemies.
Okay, interesting.
Not calling it frenemies, which is good. So that's
okay, good.
And then Is Mystery. I don't know how to read that. Is Mystery. There's no punctuation.
It's what? Okay.
Okay. So we'll await the promos from this episode, which I now see there on Darren Nefsey's Tumblr. So those are not out yet, but then we'll see what those are about. But yeah, very, very hype, and
so good.
Star's great now.
I'm officially sold on Jana. Like, Jana's
okay,
great.
I'm in on Jana too. I had my previous response.
We're not going to tell Justin though. No one tell Justin.
Don't tell Justin. My previous response was Jana's not a person, but now she is. So I'm in on Jana.
Oh, she's great. I love her. Like, this is good stuff. Like, this is just solid A+ stuff.
Yeah, it's good. So let us know your comments on anything we talked about. YouTube comments, subscribe on there. Comments on overlyanimated.com. You can click on the website article, and then you can leave your comments there.
Come yell at us about toffee.
Yeah, tell us what. I don't know if I'm interested to see if people have better answers than us, but
please.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. And then Tumblr asks, you can check everything out, overlyanimated.com for all the information. Consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons: Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Devon, Jade, John, Finition, Victoria, and Katrin, aka Fever Mitch, Connor, Steve, Exchange, Nathan, Philly, Buzz Lightyear, Mailman, Richard, John, Remember, Brian, Cook Cat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, Fusion, Skylark, Patron, Katrin. And we'll be back next week to cover those 2 episodes coming up this week.
Your nickname too can rhyme.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe a star nickname if you. Yeah, I don't know if we have a star nickname yet, so you could get that. Thursday-ish, we'll have a Steven Universe roundtable of some sort. Then I think we'll be back with a Ladybug roundtable the following Sunday or so. Big news to discuss there.
Yep.
So we'll discuss
Dylan's overjoyed.
Yeah, I'm very happy. So we'll almost as overjoyed as the Starco. Big week for the big elements for these 2 shows. So thank you guys very much for listening, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.